Next up is Janine Philly. See her there. So Janine comes to us from Ducks Unlimited Canada, just like me. There's more to farming than a return on investment. This is something that Janine Philly believes strongly, and that is a belief that she brings to both her personal and professional lives. The health of the land, Paly and her husband and 2 daughters comes first. Their mixed cow-calf operation consists of a rotation of wheat, barley, oats, canola, and forages to optimize watershed and soil health. An advocate for sustainable agriculture, Paly is currently employed with Ducks Unlimited Canada based in Alberta and as the agricultural programs and extension specialist. With this unique role, she works closely with ag stakeholders and is directly engaged with producers to help them achieve sustainable outcomes. Paly holds a plant and soil science diploma from Lethbridge College and a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of Lethbridge, and is also a member of Alberta Institute of Agrologists. So Janine, I'll pass it over to you.
Thank you so much, Christine. And thank you, Dr. Loeb. It was a fantastic presentation. It's I have to fill some big shoes to follow your presentation. So I am very grateful today for the opportunity to speak to everyone about our farm experiences with regards to managing marginal land, the management practices that put the power of natural-based solutions to work, and maybe even provide a few helpful strategies that you as a farmer could incorporate within your farming operation. I would like to note, though, that the practices that we have adopted on our farm may not work for other producers. Therefore, I'm a firm believer that it's not always a one size fits or one size fits all approach. And I just want to make sure that we recognize that importance. There we go. So yeah, my name is Janine Philly. We farm about an hour north of the city of Edmonton, a little place or a little community called Thorhild area. I am employed with Ducks Unlimited Canada, based in the Alberta area. We manage approximately a 2,400 acre farm. This includes like a mixture of pasture, hay, cereal, and canola within our rotation, and forages. So our farm takes the approach of farm the best and really leave the rest. If the settler came in the area and decided to leave an area of the field to trees or left idle, we take in the approach that it's probably not meant to be cropped. The soils in our area are a dark gray. We have most of them are a loam to sandy clay loam in the A horizon. And in the B horizon, it is a clay loam, which can create some challenges, especially in years of excess moisture, which we received 2018, 19, and 20 with the tune of over 64 inches of rain within those 3 given years combined. So with that combination, there was also has left some hard pans that we have been dealing with since. And as well as in this area, if you're not familiar, we deal with peat type of soil as well. And those sections are usually found within pockets within the fields that we manage. So this is our home quarter. On this particular quarter, we have integrated livestock quite heavily within this piece of land. As you can see, it's a combination of everything. We have some bush to the northwest of the quarter. Our yard is in the middle. There's about 80 acres that we manage our cropland, and then on the east side of that quarter itself, we have left that to a native prairie native prairie area, I should say, just because that area of the quarter gets quite wet. There's a natural waterway that flows there, and then it develops into an actual creek across the road. So we have decided that it's best to leave idle versus the hassle of trying to farm it. About 10 years ago, we took this 80 acres out of pasture production and incorporated into more of a cropping, cereal and grain cropping. We also have, we kept the fence, and then we have integrated livestock, like I had mentioned. So we water our, we bed and feed our bulls to the north of our yard site during the winter time. And then when the crop is harvested in the fall, we own the quarter to the east of this section as well. So that is pasture land, and those cows, once that crop is off, those cows are moved onto this field. Then they'll graze in the fall time, whatever crop is left, and as well as any of the grasses that are remaining within this quarter. And as well as our main yard is about a mile away. So when we are cleaning out manure from the pens, this is the quarter that most of that manure is hauled to. And I should say, when we took this out of production 10 years ago, we started hauling manure right off. So it's been hauling for about 10 years, and then we incorporated chicken manure from a farmer just about a mile down the road. And that was incorporated 1 year out of the 10. So in 2017, our soil sample indicated that our organic matter was about 4% approximately. And then in 2021, here in the fall time, our soil sample or test had indicated that our organic matter was at 5.1%. So in simple integration, by just adding livestock and manure and then zero till to this landscape, we have been able to increase the soil organic matter. One of the other challenges that we have in terms of marginal land is managing peat within the field. This is the northeast and northwest, or northeast and southeast section of a fields that we also manage as well. This if you never dealt with peat before, it's unique in terms of when it's really wet, it holds its moisture quite well. And then as well as even in dry years, it can be a challenge. So in this particular field, we decided instead of trying to the peat managing us, we decided to seed forages within the north or the south east side of that field. And just to kind of give you guys an indication of peat in this area, there's a company about 4 miles to the north of this that harvests peat, and they sell it to consumers to plant as potting soil. This is another perfect example of a field that we say farm the best and really leave the rest. In the wet years, it was a challenge, even in that area of forages. There are some pockets that we had to manage of wet area. However, that forage gave really more of a sound land or sound soil that we could go in and harvest our hay, which is a more appealing from a farm perspective than getting equipment stuck and seeing a loss in return on investments, especially when you're putting in seeding cereals and oil seeds within this landscape. So like I said, in the wet years, we did struggle a little bit. However, our hay production was astounding. We were able to achieve 4 bales to an acre. And on an average, we usually are about 2 bales to an acre, 2 brown bales. So overall, this is some of the integration that we have adopted on our farm. We are slowly adopting as a whole systems of base approach. And as well as we manage fields individually rather than making a blanket approach. So as Christine had mentioned, I do work for Ducks Limited Canada. Our company is just about 84 years old. We are one of the most recognized brands and trusted conservation organizations in Canada. We are active in every province and territory. We do groundwork conservation or on the ground conservation work. We have a science arm, and we work with government and industry at all levels, and as well as, focus on policy education and some of our fundraising programs. We are invested in sustainable landscapes. Our mission, it really is simple, is to conserve, restore, and manage wetlands and associated habitats for the benefit of North American waterfowl. These habitats are beneficial to other wildlife and to people itself. And from an agricultural perspective, these areas help create a resilient farm system. So when it comes to our conservation impact on the landscape and our role within agriculture, we work both with grassland and cropping landscapes. As you can see, waterfowl, they really prefer, or certain waterfowl prefer certain nesting habitats. So in this particular picture, this is obviously a cropping landscape, and pintails, for instance, will actually nest about a mile away from a body of water, and they prefer a different type of dense nesting habitat than something like a mallard. So there is a direct correlation between having cattle on the grasslands and increasing conservation of those grasslands. So by supporting the beef industry, we can maintain those diverse grasslands and also, and as they provide, I should say, ecological goods and services. In 2020, Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada identified approximately 25% of the cultivated land base in Prairie Canada either fell into categories of economically or environmentally unsustainable. This is really significant as this provides opportunity for producers to restore on-farm ecosystem services. I feel sometimes that we lose sight of the value of the natural areas that can have on our landscapes. And as well as there is a study conducted by a researcher of UFC, which is exploring the concept of really having those messy fields and the potential benefit impacts of these natural areas that may have on yield. So again, like on what I see on our farm is we find value in these natural areas, especially from a return on investment, but also from the integration of cattle within these landscapes. Just want to touch on a little bit of regenerative agriculture. This is starting to become a hot topic lately. If you're not aware of it, it's the integration of crops, livestock, and conservation. And as from a DU perspective, we believe that there is potential to have a conservation integration between crop and the livestock production. So we are, from a Ducks Unlimited perspective, we are excited to be offering what's called a Marginal Areas program. This has been launched in Saskatchewan and in Manitoba. And this coming year here in April, we'll be launching the Alberta portion of this Marginal Areas program, or AKA MAP. This program will provide an incentive and agronomic support for producers interested in the conversion of annual cropland into perennial and forage stand. We designed this program strictly, or more based on targeting the cropping sector. So if you have, or you're seeing a reduced in return on investment, and this could be such as saline area, clubroot area, in my case, areas of peat, this may be an option for growers to explore. And lastly, if anyone is interested in knowing more about the services that we can offer to the agriculture industry, we have a website called agducks.ca. And if you'd like more information, please visit the website. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to hearing the questions during the Q&A period.